Good morning, traders, and welcome to Day Trading with Nuke. Those of you just tuning in, if you don't know, I am a moderator over at Boiler Room Trading. Today, what I'm going to be starting out with you is my morning watch list. Keep in mind, this is just a personal opinion. This is in no way, shape, or form meant to be taken as financial advice. This is here for your entertainment purposes only. That being said, let's see what I'm thinking about. All right, we're going to look at Apple first. And I'm going to go ahead and do something different today. I'm going to mark this stuff off live with you as I go. So I'm going to mark my pre-market action that I'm looking at. And if you don't understand all of this, don't worry, in a future video, as I start to post more YouTubes, like I said, I'm going to officially start my YouTube rollout on October 1st. I will go into a lot more detail about how and why I do things. For now, let's just roll with the flow. So, what are we looking at? Apple has been on a steady climb on the high side of the Bollinger Bands. It broke out. Last week, we had a major pullback, and it's basically correcting itself. It came almost to the opposite side of the Bollinger Band, not quite breaking out. And then yesterday, with the market open, it caught some ground, had a bullish engulfing candle, and did really well. So where are we looking at today? Well, in the pre-market trading hours, what we're looking at is it has slightly dropped in value, but that is to be seen where the market sentiment says this thing catches ground and holds its value here at the support level of 219.34. If it manages to do that, expect to see it retest the 221.57. If it can break the pre-market resistance of the pre-market high of day, which is 221.57, expect that this stock could rocket up to 223.83. In the event that market sentiment says, you know what, we're done with Apple and the tech stocks today, and we're just going to keep on pulling back. Well, look for it to break that support at 219.34 and then possibly travel on south down to 217.13. Leaving us with the range that you see on the right-hand side. So you'll see it likely to be sometime somewhere between this line and up top, or sometime somewhere between this line and down here on the bottom. All right, moving forward, let's take a look at Facebook. Come in here, get rid of my old data. All right, what has Facebook done for me today? Come in here, mark off, just like we did before. And now we look at our action. We were here, we had a gap down, it hit some solid resistance. Well, we call that support. And then it came up a little bit. Expect to see this thing that if it doesn't hold water, if it continues on its current downtrend, which it has been on a downtrend pullback on the daily charts for a little bit now. If it does catch this and it breaks this pre-market resistance of 160.05, expect this thing could plummet down all the way to around 154.41. That's reasonable. Let's see, from where we're at currently, that would be about $7 move. Could be quite impressive. In the event that it catches ground and people get behind this thing and support it, and it decides to change trend and go up in value, and it is able to break the resistance of the pre-market trading at 165.66, expect to see price action could go up as high as 171.30. All right, next, what are we going to look at? Let's see, FR Koi. I just seen it popped up. Don't like it. Yep, not going to touch that. All right, next one after that, AMD. All right, yes, I will keep eyes on AMD. I love me some AMD. And let me delete my drawing set from yesterday. All right, let's see where we're at. You gotta love it when you don't have the right tool for the job. All right. AMD. AMD looks like it's seeing itself on an uptrend so far this morning. What that means to me, if it can manage to break out of this pre-market resistance, I would expect to see this thing pop on up all the way to possibly $33.96. You might see it come up, retest this pre-market high, drop down to the pre-market low resistance of 32.55. But if it finds that support, is unable to break it, expect this thing to bounce on back up. In the event the market sentiment says, you know what, we are done with you too because you are a tech stock, and it is able to break through the pre-market support of 32.55, expect that the price action shouldn't drop down much more than 31.82, and we'll have a look-see at what that looks like. If you notice, we have been on a steady incline at the upside of the Bollinger Band. We had broken out last week, had a major pullback, price correction, but it actually, with AMD, the price didn't drop all the way to the other side of the Bollinger Band. This was basically profit taking from the big boys who happened to be ready to pull their profits out. So we had a little bit of red action last week. It gained some footing. I would say it's a pretty good, I would go long on this thing. My money's going to be on long. That's me personally. My opinion should not be yours. Form your own opinion, damn it. You can't have mine. All right. Next up, TGTX. That looks like it might have some promise. Ooh. All right. That thing took a sharp decline over the past week, or a couple of weeks. So what are we possibly looking at? I do not believe it. I don't think we got that much range in us. So we will just do the same methodology just to see if it makes sense. So it was a gap down, it looks like, and it caught some footing. I don't think this pre-market action is warranted of a normal candle for them. You'll see when we zoom in, you know, woo, boy, we had a huge gap down. Then we had another gap down yesterday. But I don't see a single day on a $9 stock getting a $5 price action. Just don't see it happening. I would, however, expect to see this thing decide that if the market gets behind it, it doesn't want to see it drop. Maybe you could see it climb as high as $9.33. But in the unlikely sentiment that that happens, and people are like, no, let's hammer this thing on down. If it cannot hold $5.21 resistance, this could be a nasty day for TGTX. So that will be on my watch list. Next up, AMRN. This was on my watch list yesterday. We're watching it again today. How is it looking? Wow, it held that gap up value fairly nicely. Wow, we're all the way up here. So it faded out a little bit, then it had a cover pop, dropped down, formed a new pre-market low, came back up, retested the previous pre-market low, did a double top, came down, set a new pre-market low, came back up. I would expect to see that we are possibly looking at people hammering this thing back on down to nothingness. So if that happens, expect one or two more tests, possibly up to the 1296. If it's unable to break the pre-market high of 1296, see this thing drop on down, slam down to around 1156. If that 1156 support market doesn't get behind this thing and say, no, we want it to be great, expect to see this thing drop like a potato, come on down all the way around 1015. And what's that going to look like in your daily candle? Well, somewhere between here and here. And then if it did happen to get support and break high, it would be here to here. That's what I've got for you guys. Oh, let's see, one more. NVEB. This is going to be my last one. NVEB. New Age beverages. Sounds delicious. I just had me some New Age biscuits a little while ago. And as soon as I get done with this watch list and pumping it out to you guys, I am going to finish up those biscuits. All right. So this is what our pre-market action looks like. as you can see on the daily chart, it kind of hovered around. In the last couple of days, this thing has had some super growth. So pre-market action, it was hovering here around $3.90. Pops up, sets in a new pre-market high, drops down, didn't really go as far as it thought it would, pops back up, sets a new pre-market high of $4.73. Again, tremendous growth, kind of hovered around, but held, got some footing. Currently, it's sitting at about $4.55. And what would I expect? I would expect to see this thing tap and test the 473 again. In the event this thing has people behind it today because of the popularity, look to see this thing break through that 473 cap and continue on north. If it has itself a really good day, 554 is not out of the category. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's add some more in here, just so you can say you saw it here first, right? We'll throw in a couple of danger zones. What is that? Kenny Loggins, circa 19. Oh, God, I'm old. All right. So this is what it would look like on the daily. If it breaks through that, shoots on up to the 554. If it tops out there, it tops out there. If it has the market behind it and people are like, no, this is the next Elfin. This is our next tops, our next dries. Let's go. Run, 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 run. Okay, penny stock of the day. If it gets up and goes, see it possibly all the way into the 636 range. If it's able to break that, maybe on up to 7.2, and then past that, $8.03, maybe. But that's if we break out of this range first. So what does that mean to you? If we hold where we're at and it catches ground, expect price action in this area here. Boop. Give it the boop. If it is not able to hold that and people are like, no, this is great, pre-market action is nice and whatever, but we're going to short this thing back down to nothingness, expect that short side nothingness to look a little like this. And then if, again, like we said, if it did break out on the high side, expect it to look a little more dangerous as we approach up into these areas. And then caution, danger, Will Robinson, if it gets up around this mark and decides it wants to try and retest that pre-market or yesterday's high of day, man, it could be a dangerous place to be. So watch yourselves. All right. That is my grand scheme. Again, oh, for those of you who don't know my color coding, I treat everything like a stop sign. Green means go, yellow means caution, red means stop. On this one, red just means we didn't accept it. We rejected it like a red candle. So I know it's a little confusing. Once you're around me for a little while, you get a hang for how I do things. You guys have a great morning. I am 1 minute before 6. Let me get this out to you. Bye.